Gentlemen, welcome to USG Radio for May 17th, 2010. We got a decent little program coming at you. The first thing is a little contest. I was fortunate to be at the Cubs-Pirates game on Sunday, and in the seventh inning, a Pirates reliever threw me a ball. Fortunately, I caught it. So the question is, and at stake here, the first person to email me, and you only get one guess, and correctly tell me what Pirates reliever threw me that ball will win a free season of the USG of your choice, whether that's baseball, football, hockey, etc. So again, the first person to correctly email me with the name of the Pirates reliever that threw me the ball, he was warming up, if that's a hint. But let's move on. Speaking of some of the other leagues, one of our members, Kodiak, is going to try to put together a little summer hockey league, probably a short season, 15 to 20 games. Anybody out there that has NHL hockey and would like to participate, go ahead and shoot Kodiak an email. He is the owner of the Red Sox in Season 1, so you can find his information on the member directory. Email Kodiak if you have any interest at all in participating in Summer NHL League. Also, just a reminder to prevent some disconnects, one thing we found that is working, once you get your game scheduled and you know you're going to play, instead of going into the league via the league section, go to the game rooms, just as if you're going to play a regular lobby game. And when you press R1 and go on over, you're going to see that there's rooms for USG. USG Season 1, USG Season 2. Go into those rooms when you schedule your game. Very important. We've had quite a few disconnects. One other thing to bring to your attention regarding disconnects is within the survey that you need to fill out following each game. Remember, gentlemen, leave feedback. It's important because it helps to self-govern who's doing right and who's doing wrong within the league. But I've added the question of whether your game has disconnected. Please fill that out. That will help us to figure out who's leading to these disconnects. I believe we're starting to see some consistency there. You know, also regarding the survey, I have some interesting statistics for you. Regarding the feedback that we received as a league as a whole, we've had 88 total responses of feedback. Of those, 70 of those 88 have rated the opponent overall as great. 70 have also said that sportsmanship were great, so that's about 80%. 71 of the 88 have said that it was great scheduling ease. That's about 80.5%. While we're only at 51 of the 80 have rated internet connectivity as great and that's about 58%. So right there with internet connectivity, we have about 38% of those saying their opponents were good. And there are a very few number of poor designations in there, but again, just to reiterate that I do read all of these feedbacks. Every couple days we go on there. An example, I'll just read a few to you. Hey, we went with wireless connection, no lag on my end, no choppiness, good, smart. Somebody else said their opponent was very friendly. Somebody else said it was a good game all around. There was a little delay here and there with pausing. So I'm really reading through. Some of you were writing paragraphs. You know, scheduling was a bit of a nuisance, trying to get in touch with me before I had to travel, but I was able to take care of it. So that's the exact type of feedback that I am looking for. So keep it up. 88 of you have sent those in. You have sent them in 88 times, but it's very helpful, especially being a brand new league. It's important for us to find out who's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Let's talk about Season 1 of USG Baseball, and the only thing consistent about Season 1 is the Orioles. You know, right now the Orioles are pretty much dominating the show. Can someone beat the Orioles in Season 1? We're tired of the shenanigans that Balls Baby's doing down there. He's laughing all the way to the bank, an 11-0 record, outscoring his opponents 108 to 32. He's got a pretty good opponent record, but the dude is just dominating, and no one else is really in his league right now. However, at number 2 in the Commissioner's Power Poll for Season 1, we have the Phillies. At number 3, Sticks and Puck, undefeated at 5-0. So he's creeping there. Hasn't played enough games yet to get full respect to this commissioner's office. But Sticks, we're watching you. 5-0. People are going to start gunning for you as well. Halos, the Halos PS3 has been broken, so he sent it in, and it should be coming back in the next few weeks. So Halos, appreciate you reaching out to me and the rest of the league to let us know, at least try to convince us anyway that it wasn't that one loss that scared you off. At number 5 is Sobe. So when we look at the American League and the National League in Season 1, there's a lot of ups and downs. It's interesting to see some of the upsets we see going on. We saw the Dodgers fall the other night to the previously winless Red Sox. We saw STW, the Philadelphia Phillies, fall to one of the rookies over there in Tampa, Smooth Jazz over there in Tampa. So also a couple new owners in Season 1. We have Tampa, and we have the Mets with the Ducks. So good job, guys, on getting your games. There's a couple games that you all must get in. Mets and Marlins, Sox and Rangers, Mariners and Twins. I cannot advance and open up more weeks within MLB The Show unless those games get played. So, gentlemen, Mets and Marlins, White Sox and Rangers, Mariners and Twins in Season 1, get your games in. That's a necessity. That's enough for Season 1. Let's talk about Season 2 baseball, and there's some battling going on in Season 2. What's interesting is some of these hot teams. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Brewers and the Los Angeles Dodgers over there, pretty much running that NL combined record of 11-2. Compare that to the American League. We got the Twins and the Mariners are combining for 7-3. So in Season 2, it looks like the National League's taking the early cake anyway. Heavy national dominance there in Season 2. You know, who else is hot in Season 2? Let's talk about a whole lot of run scoring, not for the 1-6 Cardinals other than Matty Holliday. They've only scored 29 runs this year, but Matty Holliday has scored 11 of them and is now leading the NL in runs scored. And how about the old man Mike Lowell hitting a robust 474 for the Red Sox, who are playing pretty well over there for Tuna at 3-2. So in the American League standings, kind of looking like this: Harlem Gamer in first with the Twins, Hot Rod in second, Tuna in third in the American League. In the National League, we have the Milwaukee Brewers at 6-1, the Dodgers at 5-1, and the Phillies and K-Don at 4-2. Coach Ty 55, I see you only have 3 games played. Make sure to get a couple more in. Same thing with you, John Frank. Season 2, gentlemen, you should by this upcoming Sunday have 6 games played. I will open up games 1 through 8 are available for your playing now. I repeat, by this Sunday you should have 6 games played. I will open up any 1 through 8, so go ahead and get those scheduled. One thing I have not mentioned regarding Season 2 is 4 teams from each division will make the playoffs. 4 teams from each division in Season 2 will make the playoffs. One note I did skip over for Season 2. We talked about who's hot. Let's talk about who's not, and that's the Rays, the Cardinals, and the Cubs. Combined record of 3-14. That's almost embarrassing, guys. And I'm part of that. You know, me and my Rays over there in the cellar. The cellar dwellers in the American League at 1-4 with the Rays, but relatively short season. What is it, 20 games or so? So those boys better start winning some ball games, or else it's going to be a long off season on the golf course. So back to Season 1. One quick note. You should have 10 games done by this upcoming Sunday. Games 1 through 13 are open. Again, 10 games complete in Season 1 by this Sunday. 13 games are open. Those games I mentioned earlier, make sure you get them in. Gentlemen, if you're trying to focus on getting games in, start with the game 1, 2, and 3 and move forward in that order. It's very important that you get those games done because I cannot advance until those games are played. I do have an alternative, and that is to decide a winner. I would much prefer not to do that. So it's a 10-minute USG Radio coming at you this week. I will be traveling from Wednesday on until Saturday, but heading out to Arizona for a sports convention. But I'll be back. Keep it up. Hit me up with any questions, and let it roll. USG Radio.